You watching me?
Yeah.
I feel like you in the dentist office.
Why?
Cause
I'm seeing you like, why? Why you not recording yourself?
I got to.
But you've been recording yourself a long time from now. You not recording yourself.
No, it's just like I gotta see myself doing better. I gotta
Say,
see it.
so say, so say yes. I like recording myself because it helps me track my progress.
Yes, I like recording myself because it helped me track my progress.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Good shit.
type shit.
I I I feel the same way about is it ice cream?
That was a great intro to my video, guys. So awesome. I'm so glad I caught that. Even though they didn't see you, they heard the moment. It was golden. Fucking golden. Okay, anyway, I had to go and start my video. Shout out here got me chipping, y'all. Shout out chipping. But it's Thursday, October 24th. We're gonna go ahead and get into this trade recap real quick. And I just realized that I like recording myself because I like to track my progress. So yeah, we're gonna keep on making these videos. But anyway, it's Thursday, October 24th. Going into the day, it was the same setup as yesterday as far as it comes to news, with news being kind of like 15 minutes apart. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of played it the same way. So I'm not gonna say I didn't learn my lesson, but I still was aggressive today. But it didn't bite me in the ass. I just wanted to point that out. Okay, so 9:45 and 10 o'clock. We got red news at 9:45 and orange news at 10. Um, Going into the day, paying attention to the structure of the market. Um, I seen that we were on an uptrend, but being that we didn't get up to this level and we stopped in the middle of this long red candle, and I see that we got a high right here, and then I see we got a lower high. I feel like the market was exhausted from going bullish, so now we're kind of trying to reverse bearish, and I see that we got a breaker structure right here at this level. So that's all on the daily, right? I'm thinking that we bearish for today. If we look at the 4-hour chart, we can see we got a high, we got a lower high, we got a low, and we got a lower low. So I'm still bullish. I mean, not bullish. I'm still bearish, and I'm kind of looking for sales based on how this structure looks, right? I didn't even notice that we had a 4-hour fair value gap right there. So what time is this? 4 o'clock p.m. All right, cool. So let's go to the 4-hour and go over these levels real quick. Let me see. It's 2 o'clock p.m. Okay. So this was at 6 o'clock. Um, delete this. This is the level of liquidity support that we had right here on the 4-hour, right here on the 4-hour, resistance on the 4-hour, resistance on the 4-hour. If it goes down to the 1-hour chart, we can see that we had a little bit of support right here on the 1-hour, and I'm gonna take this back to 8. We had a little bit of support right here. We had a little bit of resistance right here at this level, so I marked that up. Right here, I marked this up because it was support that turned into resistance, and it also was a kind of supply, so I marked that up. Resistance, resistance. So those are my markups pretty much on the hourly time frame for today. We can see that price was kind of ranging, but we had a lot of bearish momentum in the market. So, but we were in a range. All right. So go down to the 5 minute. It was nothing to see on the 30 minute or the 15 minute. Go down to the 5 minute. We got my highs right here on London, and then we got my lows right here on London, right? And we're gonna go ahead and get into the trade. So, like I said, only 3 things that I'm looking for when I get into a trade are going to be a run or a sweep on liquidity, a market structure shift or break a structure, and a valid retest of a key level or fair value gap. So today, it's really kind of deja vu from yesterday as far as me taking trades in the quality areas, and also aside from taking trades in quality areas and better quality zones, the news was the same as yesterday as far as the back-to-back 15 minutes. The only difference was it wasn't red news at 10:30. However, everything kind of felt like deja vu, and I felt like I could have performed just a tad bit better. I don't feel like I did anything wrong, but I feel like I could have performed just a tad bit more pristine so that it was a less stressful trading day. Not that I didn't perform well based on the situations, but I feel like I could have made my trading day a little bit less stressful because to go ahead and get into it, what I wound up doing was, and then I still had all my criteria met before I took this entry on this first trade before this 9:45 news, but I kind of just wanted to have a little bit cleaner setup. So right here on the 3 minute chart, right here at, I'm sorry, my mouse ain't getting calibrated. Right here at 9:30, we can see that at the market open, right here at 9:30, price ran below and broke London's lows, and we broke structure to the downside. So with that being said, we got our sell side liquidity, we got London's lows, and we got a break of structure to the downside. So run a sweep on liquidity, criteria 1 met, market structure shift or breaking structure, criteria 2 met. Now all I'm waiting for is a valid break and retest of a key level or a fair value gap, right? So we're gonna just pay attention to what's down here right now. All right. At this point it's 9:33. Remember, we got red folder news at 9:45. Okay, so I did wait until after 9:45 to get in on news, but however, I don't feel like I waited long enough. But I'm not mad at this trade because it wound up being a break-even trade. So right here we see that this is hourly. Keep in mind this was an hourly bullish fair value gap that got inversed. So me understanding that, okay, we got an inversion of the fair value gap. Red folder news is already played out. We got orange folder news at 10 o'clock. Yesterday, orange folder news worked out in my favor. It gave some volume into the market. So today my mindset was I kind of want to try and do the same thing. Right, I waited until after news, but I took my entry right here at this breaking structure to the downside. So we can see that this target, and usually when I do my trades, I do target 1 and target 2. So this target winded up getting a 1-to-1, right? Just so I can see what I'm saying. It's gonna look kind of messy, but y'all gotta just try to pay attention. All right. So it hit my 1-to-1, and it's just for visual aid. It hit my 1-to-1, but going to the 1-to-2, it did not go down. And I'm kind of at the point with trading to where I want my 1-to-2s. I'm okay with the 1-to-1s, and if the situation presents itself, I'll take it. But Nasdaq moves so volatile. You can get like so many points in one trade. I want to start holding to the 1-to-2s at least, so I can start catching those big days and really compounding my account. So once I saw that price came to this 1-to-1, I went ahead and moved my stops to break even because I'm understanding that we got orange folder news at 10 o'clock. So if we get this momentum to the downside, I want the volume to be consistent and go ahead and go down and reach this liquidity below. Because if it doesn't, 9 times out of 10, it'll probably reverse off of this 4-hour liquidity support. Or was it 1-hour liquidity support? It was the 1-hour liquidity support. And looking at the 1 hour, we can see we created a very, very long rejection week. So with that being said, I went ahead and moved that to break even just because I felt like it was a good chance that the trade could reverse, and that's what it wound up doing. That's exactly what it wound up doing. So that trade was a break even trade. But like I said, we got our runner sweep on liquidity right there, our breaking structure to the downside, and a break and retest of this hourly bullish fair value gap that got inversed. So I'm not mad at that trade, it just didn't work out. I feel like I could have waited on a better trade at this hourly level or this hourly level, but I'm okay with the results. You don't even have to duck down and hide. Okay, going to the next trade on the 3 minute. So I'm gonna move this because that was that first trade, and I hope that trade made sense. So I'm gonna move this, and we're gonna take this off because Now we at break even. We're setting up for a new trade, right? Okay, we're still using our same criteria with this breaker structure from London's lows, and that sell side liquidity, right? We're still understanding that we have all of this criteria showing that it's agreeing with my bias. So what the market basically did was come and take all this liquidity above, retest this level on our hourly key level. You get what I'm saying? Our support that turned into resistance. So we retested that, and then what we winded up doing was coming down, retesting again, and getting a 1 and 2. So today the market was ranging, and it kind of was like you could buy or sell from either one of these levels. That would have been the best level because at this point, that level is just in the way because we are ranging and that's not holding any weight. What's holding the weight right now is these two levels. So I got in, I'm not gonna lie, I got in aggressive on today because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see this at the time, but looking back, I see we got a 1 minute supply sitting right at our hourly liquidity resistance. I saw that we had this 1 minute fair value gap, and if it's inverse in my mind, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and get in. Once I saw a break below that candle, I went ahead and got in. Target came all the way down real close to our 1 and 2. Not quite, like damn near grazed our 1 and 2 before reversing, but we retested this hourly resistance, liquidity resistance. We retested that again, and if we look at the 3 minute, if you wanted to stay on a 3 minute chart and just wait on the hourly retest, I got in on that 1 minute. I just wanted to show you could have even gotten in right at that rejection wick. Put your stops above this top wick if you wanted to be tight. Keep it above that if you wanted it to be loose, and you still would have gotten your 1 and 2 entry. So, or at least a 1 1, or you would have got some type of profit. But that was those were my two trades, and we can see that I trade from like 9:30 to 11. And this whole session, for the most part, price was just ranging. But I want to point out something that happened the rest of the afternoon. We finally came back down. We was ranging. This level of resistance finally held some weight and gave us the push down that we were looking for. Because my bias was already, and that was like at 11:21, 11:30. So it's like you could have bought or sold at either one of these levels, and I had a feeling that the market wanted to give a good push down, but I just didn't catch the big push, and that's okay. I took these two trades. I would have ended my day in profit, and that's just something that I got to learn to be content with, that I got what I needed out of my session, or I got what my session provided me from how long I'm able to psychologically stay in the market without getting too rattled. So that's like an hour, 15 minutes, 2 hours. So yeah, that's basically all that happened during today's trading day. I'm not gonna try and make it too long. I feel like I broke it down well enough. What if, okay, it is recording. So now I'm trying to find the orange box that I wrote. There it is. All right, I know I got to get my psychology before I end the video. Okay. Today was pretty much a summary of what I had learned all week. Like I said, especially when it comes to knowing when to be aggressive and when to be passive when managing trades and taking trades. So by that, I meant like when we came down here to this, when we came to these, well, the other trade that I had marked up, I'm pretty sure that it's not going to, because I had that gap. I mean, I had that fair value gap, but y'all got to try and remember. Fuck. When it came to this trade right here, and it came, and I had that 1 and 2, when it came to this trade, I knew it was best to go ahead and put this trade, instead of trying to hold it and either let it hit my stop loss or might take profit, I knew it was better to go ahead and play it safe instead of trying to be so aggressive with it, because we had this level right here and the market was still kind of consolidating. We had liquidity above. So it was like, it's a chance it could break down, but it's also a chance that we can bounce, take this liquidity and come down. That's why I put it at break even. Now, when it came to this trade, I didn't put this trade at break even. I let it come all the way down to this level, come all the way back up, and then hit my 1 and 2 cleanly. And I was willing to just let either one of these trades, I was willing to let this trade just hit stop loss or take profit instead of trying to cut my losses and put it at break even, because of the fact that it was later in the trading session. Um, it was the second touch of this level of an hourly key level. We had got liquidity from right there, like, and it was like at this point, it's I want to be aggressive and take the move. If I win, I win. I lose, I lose. I was choosing to be more aggressive at this point. So it's like that's what I mean when I say knowing when to be aggressive, when to take the contracts off the trade, stuff like that. Like I said, that's more than just the actual technicals. That's actual, you know, trade management and psychology. All right. So that's what I meant by that. Um, Also knowing how to manage trades before news and after news. So like I said, knowing that we had the orange 10 o'clock news coming up, um, getting out of certain trades and moving the stop losses, stuff like that. I talked about that already. I also learned more about taking trades from higher quality zones and waiting on clean retests. Like I said, I'm not gonna make this too monotonous. So like I said, that hourly fair value gap that we had in the middle, instead of taking the trades right there, probably waiting on these levels right here. I mentioned that earlier in the video as well, so I'm not gonna make that too. I'm not gonna over talk on that one. All right. I also learned about, okay, once I learned when to settle for 1 and 2s and wait on 1 and 3s and just being content with what the market gives you. And that's what I basically just talked about today when the market was pretty much really, really rangy. I'm knowing that, okay, I need to be tight with my break evens, and I also need to not be too greedy and take the 1 and 2s, or at least like I did with my trades closed, like 4 contracts, and just move to break even, so you're securing something instead of trying to hold, and you seeing the market not moving clear. Be content with the 1 and 2s. Be content with even the 1 and 1s if you can, and just take what the market gives you. If you're not gonna be content with the 1 and 1s, at least put it at break even. But anyway, I also realized I was dealing with FOMO too, which made me get into a trade right before 10 o'clock news, even though I played it safe with the break even. So yeah, I kind of, and that's what I mean when I mentioned earlier in the video, I feel like I could have performed a little bit better to not make my stress level as high when trading today, because I was trying to catch a home run trade off of that hourly fair value gap in the middle, right? And I kind of want to pull it back up just so it's making sense. Just so it's making sense. Because I know it's probably not making sense. This is the hourly fair value gap I'm talking about right here. That was present. That I could have, just to put it back up there for y'all. So what I'm saying by that is this right here. Instead of taking the trade right here, I knew in my mind, I'm like, listen, 9:45 news has already occurred, so the big news that I need to be scared of is out the way. But based on what happened yesterday, I kind of did want to wait and see for what was gonna happen when all the news played out. So even though my criteria and stuff was here, y'all gotta hear me on this. Even though everything was here, I still didn't feel like the most comfortable taking this trade, which let me know I'm probably trying to catch a home run, because if I was going to depend on a big move, I should have depended on it either below this sell side liquidity right here at this level, and this is a really detailed video, but I didn't plan on making it like this, but I'm glad it's playing like that. I should have waited on a big move below this sell side liquidity, which was grabbed below, or I should have waited to take the big move above this buy side liquidity if I was going to wait on a big move. You know what I'm saying? I probably should have been a little more content with my 1-to-1 right there. I probably should have not taken this trade at all and wait on one of these hourly levels to get hit, because these are where the big pushes came from. The 1 and 2 pushes came from. Right here. Right? These are where our 50 point, because I think this trade went down to 50. 49.75. I get the point. These are where our 50 point moves came from. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when I said I feel like I probably was dealing with a little bit of FOMO. Just a fear of missing out on a move, and that's what made me get in. And on these videos, like I said, we got to be really, really vulnerable with ourselves so that we're growing and improving. Whether things go our way or not, it's all about improving, right? So, yeah, that's basically it for the video. How long was it this time? 20 minutes. Okay, I see. They just gonna be this long, man. It is what it is. But that's pretty much it for my trade breakdown for today. We showing up again next week. It's been a pretty consistent week. I'm not gonna lie. As far as money goes, I'm not even really trying to keep up with it too much. But my performance wise, it's been pretty consistent. Definitely would have gotten funded today. Not today. I definitely would have gotten funded because I definitely hit my $3,000 mark without getting into that drawdown. So what I'm saying is I know I'm basically capable. It's been a good 2 weeks being consistent trading. Next week is probably gonna be my last week, and then the week after that we're gonna go into our challenge. But I just want to say, man, we're getting better and we're improving. We just got to keep showing up and chopping wood and carrying water. But it's 6 rings effects. I'm gonna catch y'all next week, showing up with same consistency. And hey, shout out to Nasdaq. I'll catch y'all next week.